All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move into some of the special effects parts of After Effects. We're going to look at green screen or chroma keying. And the idea is that I can shoot a subject against a green or a blue background. Generally for video, it's a green background. Traditionally in film, it was blue because the light sensitivity was more sensitive to blue with film, and with video, it's more sensitive to green. So I film the subject against a green background. I need to light the background flat and even, and then light the subject flat and even, and then make sure that the subject is not casting a shadow on the green background. Once I do that, I can chroma key or knock out the background and put anything I want behind that subject. Works really well under some circumstances. Others, you can really test the limits of its capability, especially when you do things like working with someone with hair or fur or something like that. And we're going to take a look at some simple and some more complex methods of doing that type of knockout or chroma key exercise. So let's dive in. So here we have our project, and I've already knocked it all out, so you can take a look and see how it works. So we have to let it render. I'm only rendering a few frames so that you're not sitting here forever waiting for it to finish rendering. Let's take a look. So we're going to start from scratch, and you will have a folder called Chroma or Green Screen, and all of your effects will be inside of that folder. All of your effects will be inside of that, assets will be inside that folder. So I'm going to start a new project. And I'm going to import my assets. Double click over here, and we're going to grab two assets, a bokeh background and the young lady dancing around. I'm going to grab her, drag her down into the new composition button, make a new composition. Now, what I want to do is I want to go over to my effects and presets, and we're going to use three utilities. I'm going to type in key, and when I type in key into the effects and presets, you're going to see that there's something that is called the key light, and the key light is your knockout. And then there's a key cleaner and an advanced spill suppressor. And we're going to need all three to render out the young lady's hair and keep it knocked out against the background. So I'm going to grab that one, key light plus key cleaner plus advanced spill suppressor, grab that, drag it and drop it onto my footage. Now, before I use the key light, I'm going to mask out the background so that the key light doesn't have to work as hard. So I grab my pen tool with that layer selected, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And I'm just going to click around her like so that I can make it a little easier work for the key cleaner. All right, so I'm knocking out part of the background, and then I can just kind of scroll through the file and see, oh, she goes over a little too far there, so I'm going to move that out, move that out, move that out, and something like that. Let's see if she keeps going over. All right, she moves back, her hand comes up, let's move that over. So the idea is that that's going to still help because of the fact that I'm isolating some of the screen. Now that I've done that, I'm going to grab my my screen color and the eyedropper here. I click on that eyedropper and I sample the color that I want to knock out. Bam, there's my knockout, right? So now I'm looking at it. Let's set it back to say 100%, and I'm looking at the edges here of the key, right? I'm looking at how it's held out, right? So I can go in and I can start manipulating this. I can look at screen balance, okay? I can go into screen matte and I can look at clipping the black. I can look at clipping the white. So going the other way with the white's going to be important. All right, that looks pretty good. I can grab the matte and I can shrink or grow it. So I shrunk it. I can look at the screen softness. And so after I do that, what I want to do is I want to go down to the key cleaner. And that key cleaner is made specifically for cleaning up the edges. And I'm going to click the reduce chatter button. Then I'm going to go down to advanced spill suppression. I'm going to turn on that advanced spill suppressor. And that really helps a lot. So if I go through it systematically like that, I can usually come up with something that's relatively decent. So, you know, fine details like tufts of hair can be particularly difficult. So let's drop in the background and click the tab up here, go to project, grab my bokeh background, drag it and drop it in. And then I'm going to isolate the screen and play through. Let's see how it looks. So we were lucky. We got a pretty good knockout here. What you want to do is go through it systematically the way I did. And the key cleaner plus the advanced spill suppressor can be very helpful for cleaning up those edges and making a nice clean knockout. And so in this case, we had to use all three because we're dealing with the fine tufts of hair. And that's the only way that we could get a good clean knockout, right? And so there we are with our green screen effect.